Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 70 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help my crafters find unique ways to use the products that they have in their collections. It's also a great series for my new crafters who are not sure what they would like to get. My name is Lindsay, and I am the team leader of Cloud9 Stampers. I have been a demonstrator now for 18 and a half years. I love to craft, I love to teach, and I love to show off techniques. Today we have a really fun product that we're using, and it's specifically a technique kind of product. You can't really do much with this product unless you're doing technique. So this is a really, really fun one. This is using something out of our new mini catalog, which went live the beginning of August. And just as a reminder, right now it is a very special time to be able to shop because we have a promotion on called Saleabration. Saleabration is a time when you get exclusive products. They're never available anywhere else, and you get those with every $60 that you order. So place a $60 order before your shipping and tax. You are going to receive this amazing any choice of product out of the Saleabration brochure. Okay, the other thing you'll want to pay attention to is it's September. Holy cow, it's September. So I have a new class available in September. The class is called Falling For You, and it is fall-themed projects. And you're going to receive the pre-cut materials for 4 cards when you place a $60 order. Now, I also have a club that is starting in September, and this is an exclusive club for people who would like to order over 10 months. In one of those months, you are going to receive the Stampin' Rewards, which means you get a free shopping spree, and you get a set of 3 cards for free every time you place a $35 order per month. So yeah, so there's a little bit of time if you still want to join. I've got a few spots in there. You can go ahead and just give me a message and let me know. Okay, so today, episode 70, holy cow. Now, just as a reminder, the best compliment that you can give me is to share this video. So now's a good time. Go ahead and hit share. Your friends can join in. They can post in the comments. You guys can chat together. You can tell me what you like and what you're excited about with crafting, and I'll love to hear it. Yeah, and also tell me who you are, where you're from. Tell me why you're joining in today. Have you seen the episodes before? Is this your first time? I love to know who you are. It's always fun to know that I'm not just talking to myself over here. Okay, so I'm gonna do the awkward transition and flip you around, okay? You can see highly professional on my episodes. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna zoom in so you guys can see a little better. And then we're going to get started with a few projects today. Okay, so the product that we're using today is called the Adorning Designs Decorative Masks. So these masks are $11. You get 4 of them. And these ones are coordinating with the gingerbread and peppermint suite. Although you're gonna see from the projects we're doing today that you can use them any way you want. Now, like I said, these are very technique based. So if you are going to be using these, you're gonna wanna pay attention to some of the techniques I'm going to teach you today. The thing that's so fun about these is you can really get a very, very fun look and create your own types of paper and images using these masks. So let's get started with the first project. So I'm gonna just set these aside over here, and I've got myself my little scrap sheet so that we can put some ink through it and not get it all over our table. I've got a sheet of 4x4 basic white cardstock. I'm going to line it up with the grid so that I can see that it's straight. And then I'm going to line up the top of my mask with the grid as well. And that's just gonna help make sure that we're adding the ink in a straight way. So I'm gonna bring in Real Red because I wanted this to look like peppermint. And we are going to roll on with a foam brayer. Now I know that I don't think these are available anymore, but a lot of you probably have these in your collection. So I'm just showing you another way that you can use something that you've bought. Thanks Debbie for the shout out for episode 70. Isn't that fun? It's crazy to me that we've come that far together. So I've just inked up the foam roller. You could use a blending brush or a sponge dauber if you have those. And I'm going to show you the blending brush here on my next project. but we're just rolling it right over top of the mask, trying not to move it so that it stays nice and clean. And then we're gonna ink up the foam roller again, and I'm just gonna move my fingers, and we're gonna do the other side here. So we're just adding these real red stripes to our basic white cardstock. So really try to get a nice saturated look with that ink so that when we remove that mask, you get those stripes. Isn't that beautiful? Now these masks, to clean them, you can literally run them under water. So that's really, really helpful because you don't have to worry about any special cleaners of any kind. So I'm just gonna set this aside. And next, I wanna add a little bit more to the background. So we're gonna bring in the Real Red Stampin' Write marker. And you guys know I'm addicted to this technique right now. So I'm just using the marker lid as a tool, and we're going to spritz the background. So we have a little bit of red dots in the background, just like that. Like that. The harder you flick it, the more spray you're going to get. So there we've got our background that we've just created using that mask. Fun, right? Now I'm going to bring in the coordinating stamp set. That one is called Frosted Gingerbread, and it has these really fun images that look like cookies. And so I wanted to be able to have it look like it's a gingerbread cookie with white icing on it. So to do that, we're bringing in a piece of basic white, and I'm going to use Soft Suede as my classic ink. I'm going to ink up the stamp, and then we have the look of a gingerbread cookie with the white icing. Now, the beauty of this is it comes in a bundle, so you get a discounted 10% off when you buy the bundle with the stamp set. And this one has the ability to not only cut out the shape of the cookie, but you can also cut out the details of the icing. So those are two ways that you can really step up your images. Now, I wanted to show you this as well. This is super cool. So the greeting from this stamp set says, wishing you a Merry Christmas. And I'm just going to stamp that on the bottom of my paper here. And I wanted to show you how you can alter your punch images. So I have a postage stamp punch, and I'm going to line it up on the outside of the greeting, just like that. And then I don't want it to be that long. I want to figure out the greeting side so that it's matched up, so that we get the same kind of layering on one side as the other. So now I'm just matching up the edges of the postage stamp, and I'm going to punch, and now I have created a custom length for my label. Isn't that cute? I love that font. I think that looks so cool. All right, let me show you the finished project with that great background that we just created. And here we go. So there you can see is our lovely peppermint striped background, and you can see we've got those that great cookie in there. I've used the dies and my foam adhesive sheets to create little peppermint swirls in the background, and you can see here how I've created the custom size on my punch. Do you like it? Give me some hearts if you like it. And remember, go ahead and share this video, because if you share it, that's a great compliment for me. I love knowing that you want your friends to see it. Okay, so that is project number 1 with the masks. Let's move on to another mask. So this time I'm going to bring in probably my favorite mask in this collection, and that's the Snowflakes. So if you have heard me talk about my husband Bruce before, we got married on December 30th. So our wedding was all themed in snowflakes. So I really have an affection for snowflakes in my life because it reminds me of my wedding. So all of my wedding invitations had snowflakes on them. We had decorations with snowflakes. It was really cute. So I'm going to slide a piece of Petal pink underneath our little mat here, underneath our mask. I'm actually going to turn it this way. And I'm going to bring in a blending brush. We'll use the Petal pink ink. And I've learned that you can rinse these. I just didn't rinse it before I started this project, and I didn't want wet blending brushes. So anyway, after this, I'm gonna have to rinse it. So I'm picking up Petal Pink. And again, we're just gonna find places to hold it so that it doesn't move around. And we're gonna go right over top of the snowflake images. Cool, right? So I'm gonna add a little bit more ink. This is hard to do one-handed when you're holding a mask, but we don't want it to slide around. So again, just kind of walk my fingers so that I can keep holding it down like that. Pick up a little more ink and move this over here. Same thing over here, just like that. And go over top of the whole thing until we get the coverage that we want. Now this is not a traditional Christmas color, but I kind of love that because it just looks really, really neat. Okay, so then you can kind of lift it up, make sure you got yes, just like that. I love it, it looks so good. So the next step is we are going to create another layer. I'm just gonna quickly give this a zap with my heat tool. Not that you have to, like, the plastic ink is never going to smear, but I'm going to be adding some embossing powder here in a sec, and I just want to make it so that it's not going to grab embossing powder in places we don't want it. So next, I'm bringing in a stamp from the carryover stamp set, Snowflake Wishes. So you may already have this one in your collection, and if you do, you're going to want to pull it out for this. I'm going to use my Whisper White Craft Ink. So craft ink is a different kind of ink. It is a pigment-based ink. So it will hold the color, even though it's lighter, it will stamp onto cardstock and you'll be able to see it. So this is kind of a placeholder just so we can see where we're stamping. You could use Versamark for this as well because we are going to throw some embossing powder here in one sec. So kind of like that. Then I'm going to bring in my tray that has my embossing powder in it. I'm going to scoop up some of the embossing powder and we're gonna go over top of it just like that and just tap off any of the excess. So now we have that layer. So let's bring back in our heat tool and we're gonna now emboss all of those snowflakes. So give it a nice zap with our heat tool. So here I can see is one where it picked up the embossing powder. See what I mean? So we're gonna just kind of brush that off. Embossing is one of the most easy and elegant things you can do on a card. I think it really adds a level up to a project, but it's not difficult if you have the right tools. Now, of course, you're gonna need some kind of ink that will hold your embossing powder. So like I said, Whisper White or Versamark will be the two that really work well for you. And then the other thing you're gonna need is a heat tool. So a heat tool does get very, very hot. It's like as hot as an oven. So even though it sounds like a hairdryer will not work because it just won't get that hot. Coincidentally, you don't wanna use this on your hair because you will definitely be injured and don't do that. So heat tools, hair products, they do not mix. So there we go. Now we have that background with the two layers. You can see the masking layers in the back, and then we have the embossed layer on top. Now, one of the two color combos that I really love is Petal Pink and Calypso Coral. So here's my Calypso Coral Stampin' Write marker, and we're going to remove the lid. And again, we're gonna use that lid as a tool, and we're gonna give it a nice splatter effect. So, couple just like that, so we get that little background. So isn't that fun? Look at that background. Amazing. All right, let me show you the finished project now that we've created the background. And here you will see what it looks like when we've included in the dies from the So Many Snowflake dies. So this is the one that coordinates with that stamp set. And you can see we've added the fa la 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 la, la la la, and la. So you can see also this 12 by 12 silver foil paper in the background. It's really pretty because it has almost a dark purple tinge to it, which I really like. But one of the things, I don't know how well you can pick it up in the video, but I wanted to show you this as well. So I'm bringing back in my background and I'm using my Wink of Stella, and we're gonna use the Wink of Stella like we do with the markers, and we're going to flick it onto the project so you get a little bit of splatter that is Wink of Stella. When it dries, you're just going to see that shimmer in the background of the card. So there you have that beautiful card, and you can see that shimmer in the background. Fun, right? Let me know if you like it. Okay, we are going to move on to the PYP card. So if you are new here, the PYP card it stands for Pee Your Pants. And the Pee Your Pants card is so exciting that when you see how it's made, you kind of want to pee your pants. So let's move on to the final project. So for this one, again, I am bringing in a piece of basic white, and I'm going to bring in this background now. So we're just going to line it up on our grid paper, and we're going to lay this mask over top, just kind of line it up with the line on the top so that we have an even image. I'm going to use my Versamark ink. So remember, Versamark ink is that really sticky ink. It's great for embossing. You can also use it for watermark impressions on your cardstock. So basically, if I did this on colored cardstock, it would look like that same color has been stamped on it. So it's a great ink pad if you're new to crafting and you want to get a little bit more out of your collection. So I'm going to bring back in that white embossing powder, and we're going to go ahead and just move that all around and bring in that heat tool one more time. So just give it a good shot, just like that. What are you guys up to this weekend? We're actually going to get a little bit more summer weather. If you're from Edmonton, you know at this time of year it can be fall, it can be summer, it's hard to say, or something in between. In the last couple of days it's been very cold, like even frost warnings, but I think we're back to summer for a few days, which is kind of nice. Okay, so my kids successfully got through their first couple of days of school, which makes me happy. Emily is in university, and her first year of university was all online, so she's very excited to be on campus. And then my youngest daughter, she really only got to go to high school for half of grade 10, so now she's really enjoying the being in school part of grade 12. So I am opening up fresh Freesia, which is the lightest of the 3 colors of purple we're going to do, and I'm going to start in the left hand corner, and we're going to go over top. So our mask has just created that embossed image, and we're doing an emboss resist technique. So that's the first corner. The second corner, we're going to use Highland Heather, which is kind of our medium purple. And I'm going to pick that up with the same blending brush. It's okay. We're allowed to mix and match. And we're gonna go over the center part of it, just like that. And then for the third color, we're gonna go even darker. So this one is Gorgeous Grape, and pick that up and then go over into the corner, just like that. Can you guys hear the construction sounds at my house? It's a common occurrence right here, right now, but that means that we're getting work done, so that's good. Okay, so here you can see we have the background. So I'm going to I like to go back to the light one just one more time and pick up some of the light and kind of go over top of the whole thing, and that just sort of blends those layers together so you don't see any lines between them. It's kind of the same thing that you would do with your Stampin' Blends. You know how when you use the light color to go over top of the whole thing? Same. And then I'm just gonna kind of wipe off the embossing so that we have a nice clean white image. So that's all created with that mask, just like that. Boom. Cool, right? Okay, let me show you the finished project. So hold on to yourselves. This is the PYP card, and this one is not a Christmas card. So here I've brought in the Pirates and Mermaids stamp set. So that's from the annual catalog, and I've done some coloring with our Stampin' Blends and just created that fun wavy heart style background. Yeah, cute, right? Okay, let me show you the 3 projects one more time. So here we have our PYP card. Here we have the embossed background. And here we have the classic ink background. Now I'm gonna flip you around one more time so that we can chat face to face. So just, sorry, awkward transition. Okay. Hi. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, look at my fingers. Inky thumbs. If you'd like to go ahead and follow me on other social media channels to be able to get the maximum inspiration that I offer, you can follow me on Instagram at Inky Thumbs. You can also follow me on YouTube, Lindsay Mann, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator, blah, blah, blah. And you can also follow my blog, cloud9stampers.com. So, thank you for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your pizza and Prosecco tonight, which is a fave at my house. Yeah, and if you have any questions about the masks, make sure you go ahead and give me a holler. I'm a big fan. They're really, really fun to work with, and they're so inexpensive to get started with. Okay, friends, have an incredible weekend. Please go ahead and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 70. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.